some moving and shaking going on in the Indiana Fever organization, because they have definitely let go of a player. Now, I know y'all thinking, what does this mean? This means Caitlin Clark return is sooner rather than later. Could that be why we did not see Caitlin come back? I mean, we did not see Caitlin travel with the team.
So the Indiana Fever just did something that has everyone talking, and honestly, it's pretty obvious what's happening here. They released Kira Lambert, and if you've been following this team at all, you know exactly what this means.
Guys, today the Indiana Fever have officially released Kira Lambert, a guard from overseas who Stephanie White signed on a trust me bro recommendation. Somebody who Stephanie White didn't even know existed up until about 8 days ago. Unfortunately for Kira Lambert, her time on the Indiana Fever has come, and her time on the Indiana Fever has gone. Best of luck to you and your future endeavors. This has been
Caitlin Clark is coming back soon, and they needed to make room on the roster. Let me tell you about Kira Lambert's situation, because it's actually kind of sad when you think about it. This woman spent 4 years playing overseas in Greece, working her way up, dreaming of getting a shot in the WNBA. She finally gets the call from Indiana because they're absolutely desperate for point guards. Clark is hurt with a groin injury. Ari McDonald is out for the season with a broken foot. Sydney Coulson tore her ACL, and they basically had nobody left to run the offense. Lambert comes in talking about how this is a blessing, how she's been watching the WNBA for years and knows it's the best basketball in the world. She's excited, grateful, ready to contribute. The Fever give her a 7-day contract, which is basically like getting a trial run at your dream job, except her trial run lasted about as long as a TikTok video. She played exactly 4 seconds against Connecticut on August 17th. 4 seconds. That's it. By Monday, she was cut. Not because she played badly, not because she couldn't handle the pressure, but because someone much more important is getting ready to come back. Now here's where it gets interesting from a strategy standpoint. The Fever didn't have to cut Lambert right away. Her 7-day contract wasn't even up yet. But under the hardship rules, they knew that once Clark came back, they'd have to release one of their 2 emergency signings. They had Lambert and they had Odyssey Sims, the veteran guard who's been around forever. They kept Sims and cut Lambert, which tells you everything you need to know about their thinking. Sims is 33 years old with over 300 career games under her belt. She played 42 minutes in their last game while Lambert sat on the bench. Experience matters, especially when you're trying to make a playoff push. The timing of all this is what really gives it away, though. ESPN moved Clark's return date from August 12th, which obviously didn't happen, to August 26th when they play Seattle at home. The Fever just entered a week-long break after playing Connecticut, and Coach Stephanie White has been saying this break is exactly when she hopes Clark will return to practice. They want her to get several practice sessions in before she plays in an actual game. So Lambert gets released right as they enter this break week. Clark's estimated return lines up perfectly with the end of that break, and they keep the veteran while cutting the overseas player. If that's not planned out, then I don't know what is. Fever fans are going absolutely crazy on social media right now. They're posting countdown timers, celebration videos, all kinds of speculation about when she'll be back. And honestly, I get it. This team is 18-15 right now and fighting for their playoff lives. They're only 2.5 games ahead of falling out of the playoffs completely, but they're also just 3 games behind New York and could still get a decent seed if things break right. Clark was averaging 16.5 points, 8.8 assists, and 5.0 rebounds before she got hurt. But it's not just the numbers that matter. She's the player who makes everything else work for this team. She controls the pace, creates shots for her teammates, and brings an energy that you can't really replace. What's actually pretty encouraging is how the team has played without her. They went 10-10 in the 20 games she missed, which isn't great, but it's not terrible either. Players like Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Natasha Howard have really stepped up. They've learned how to win ugly games, how to grind out victories when things get tough. That's the kind of experience that could really help in the playoffs. When Clark comes back, she's not returning to the same team that was struggling earlier in the season. She's coming back to a group that's battle-tested, that knows how to play together, that's found ways to compete even when everything seems stacked against them. The math is actually pretty interesting too. Clark has missed 20 games where they went 10-10, but imagine if she had played those games and they went 15-5 instead. That would put them at 23-10, which would have them fighting for home court advantage in the first round. Even now, if she comes back healthy and they get hot for the last 10 or 11 games of the season, they could make some real noise. This franchise hasn't made the playoffs since 2016, so just getting there would be huge. But with the way the Eastern Conference looks right now, teams like New York and Atlanta are good, but they're not unbeatable. A healthy Fever team with nothing to lose could be exactly the kind of dangerous opponent nobody wants to face in the playoffs. The signs all point to Clark returning somewhere between August 22nd and 26th, with that Seattle game looking like the most likely spot for her comeback. Coach White is being careful not to rush anything, saying it's day-to-day and emphasizing they want to make sure she's completely healthy for the long haul. But releasing Lambert is basically the front office saying they're ready. They've cleared the roster space, they've kept the right veteran presence, and they've positioned everything for their star to come back and make an immediate impact. Now we just have to see if they can turn this opportunity into the playoff run that could change everything for this franchise.